Kenya's lackluster years in global diplomacy seems to be coming to an end after a spell in the cold after being cast under the shadows of the ICC and a disputed election prior to that. Kenya, analysts say, is finally beginning to shine again.
My initial thoughts were that on the part of Amina, I think that's a masterstroke. On part of Kenya, I think that is really a huge opportunity for us as a nation. So I have no doubt at all that Amina is capable and has what it takes to run that country, given the strings of achievements that she has had in the last 4 years. Remember when Amina ascended to that position,
some say this will be the ultimate test for President Uhuru Kenyatta as he garners up support from his peers in the AU. Will his many diplomatic forays across the continent finally pay off?
Kenya was really on what you can call a back foot. Internationally, we are facing a kind of an isolation. It was not in law, but practically, we were almost facing a blockade for reasons that are obvious, ICC and the election of our 2 leaders. But for almost 4 years later, Kenya is a powerhouse globally as far as soft power is concerned. We are really the capital of soft power in the south. And much of that goes to Amina, her charisma, her kind of leadership that has managed to rally not just the country behind our foreign policy, but also the world, and to make achievements that nobody ever thought would be made.
According to State House sources, a rollout plan will see a campaign team put in place as President Kenyatta begins to reach out to his peers to vote in favor of CS Amina. The CS is said to be planning to meet President Buhari of Nigeria, while President Kenyatta is expected to lobby South Africa's President Jacob Zuma when he comes to Kenya next week. Even as the lobbying begins, the role of the chairperson of the AU comes into focus as analysts ponder the true might of the 54-member union. I asked Professor Kogwanja about this so-called decorational leadership versus the true power of the African Union Commission chair.
And we have always, as a continent, been debating 2 visions.
The first vision is an organic government that has a leader who is the ultimate leader of the continent and the leader of the African people, both within the continent and the diaspora. That was Gaddafi's vision. The other one is to treat the continent as a confederacy. We have independent states, but you have the central authority that organizes our politics, that states have their own independence. So I like seeing the continent as a confederacy. It's not a federal government, it is a confederacy. It is not like what we've been trying to form, the East African community. It is where the states have their own autonomy, but they subscribe to the idea that they belong to a union. And I think that's the idea that has won.
Now, a cross-section of Kenyans agree that this is Kenya's chance at repositioning itself as a pan-African giant, and that CS Amina's voice will be a formidable one when it comes to Africa's matters, politics and trade on the international arena. I am Terryanne Chebet for The Big Question.